Have you ever found yourself applying for a credit card and you go to your mailbox, you see the envelope from that creditor, you open it up with the anticipation that there's a credit card inside, only to find that there's a letter stating that you've been declined, and the reason for the decline is because your credit score didn't meet their criteria? Today we're going to be talking about just that. What defines a good credit score? What is a good credit score? Welcome back. I'm Aaron Huebner. I'm the Executive Director of the ASCENT Network. And today we're going to be talking about what is a good credit score. You know, I can't think of many more things outside of maybe the loss of a loved one, or loss of a pet, something on an emotional level that is worse than being continually turned down because financially, from a credit perspective, you're not qualifying for something. Whether it be a home loan, whether it be an automobile, or simply a credit card. The reason that most people apply for things is because they need those things. They don't do it just because they want. They do it because they need. And when they're turned down, it creates a lot of frustration, at the least, and in some cases, depression. Today, we're going to talk about what actually is a good credit score, and a little bit about what the differences between credit scores are. So thanks for signing on today, and let's get right into it. Credit scores are brought about not by the credit bureaus, but by the credit scoring agency that all of the bureaus use, which is FICO. And the reason all the bureaus use it and use that one resource, FICO, is because that's what the federal government uses in determining whether or not they're going to back loans that they insure. So being that they are the biggest mortgage lender or guarantor of loans, they had to choose, and they chose FICO as doing that. So your FICO score is that all-important critical score, and it is basically divided into different levels based on your credit worthiness or what's showing up on your credit profile at any given point in time. They start generally at about 450. Your FICO score starts, the lowest is 450. And depending on the bureau, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, that is pulling or asking for a credit score, it can go between that 450 range and 850 or 900, and one of the bureaus even goes as high as 950. But for all intents and purposes, that 450 to 850 range is what most people are looking at when they see where do I fall in that range of credit scores and what number is considered a good score or a poor score. Well, obviously at the 450 level, if you're between 450 and 540, that's what's considered a poor credit score. A poor credit score. 541 to about 565, 570, that's considered below average. 575 up to about 620 is considered your average credit score. 620 to 660 is above average or good credit score. 660 to 680 is above average. 680 to 720 is considered excellent, and above 720 is considered, that's rarefied air. You can qualify for just about anything with a score of 720 and above. So based on what your credit score is, you can determine, or you can self-grade your credit where it might fall. I want to touch on one other thing with regards to these credit scores, and that is all credit scores are not created equal, and you have to be aware as a consumer of that. If you're going to outlets like myfreecreditreport.com, Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, and there are many other, basically they advertise as free, being free. The credit scores they're giving you, they're really not even applicable to what your FICO score is. They're not using the same basis, or the bar is not the same for those credit scores that you are getting from those sources. So why do they give you those? Well, really because they simply are trying to get you to apply for loans and credit cards through the offers that are available on each of those sites. Those sites are really nothing more than marketing sites. They might give you some indication as to how your credit is trending, up, down, but the reality of it is, the only credit score that you want to really rely on and have confidence in is a FICO score. Now, in an upcoming episode of Credit Repair Resource, we're going to be talking about FICO scores and what is FICO. But for today, just know that the most accurate credit score that you can get is from FICO, and it's those different ranges that we talked about. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I appreciate the time, and if I can be of any further help to you or a resource in answering any questions that you have with regards to your credit score, please do not hesitate to contact me.